Hello, everyone. It's Lisa with Marketplace Sellers. So it's tax time. Everybody should be getting or have already received your 1099s if you qualified for the threshold for the 2021 year. We are here to talk to you today about that, help you figure out what it is that you need to do and how to proceed from here. The first thing that we want to talk about is not my dog, but the first thing that we want to talk about is, did you meet the threshold to receive a 1099? All of the platforms have been gathering all of your information for driver's license, social security numbers, business IDs, all of that to find out whether or not you're supposed to get a 1099. That's for 2022. For 2021, it's a little bit different. You had to have had at least 200 transactions or sold over $20,000 online in order to get a 1099 from the company you're selling from. With that, a lot of you have received 1099s, yeah, a 1099K or even a 1099 miscellaneous. Since we're focused on Facebook and the Facebook Marketplace platform, I'm going to show you on Facebook where it shows exactly how to take care of and what to look for on that. Now, keep in mind that we're not accountants. I know that you guys already know that. You need to be talking with your tax advisors on how to take care of and proceed with your earnings. Let's get over into the documents and take a look at them. Now, Facebook has a frequently asked questions section, and in there, you are actually going to see exactly where you're going to get your 1099 information. So it says understanding form 1099K. You're going to have your marketplace information right here, and then it's going to have your information as a seller and your address, your social security number, your total revenue, and the total count of how many orders you had. Now, what makes up your total revenue? The total amount that's been paid out to you, not what's been input into your bank account, but what they paid. If you want to scroll up to the frequently asked questions in here, you're either going to get a 1099K or a 1099 miscellaneous, one of those two. And it specifically says in here that the 1099K is the IRS requires that all U.S. payment processors to provide a Form 1099K to certain customers who receive payments for goods or services. A Form 1099K shows the gross amount of all reportable payment transactions completed on Facebook. Form must be provided to you when your transactions reach the reporting threshold. And remember, for 2021, it's 200 transactions or $20,000. This only includes items that have been shipped where the payments were processed through Facebook. So if you're eligible to receive the form, you'll be issued one by January 31st. So that's when they're in the mail by. So you should have already received it by now, or at least most of you have. The payment processor will typically mail the paper copy. Now, the 1099 miscellaneous is sellers who receive payments directly from Facebook for participating in one or more Facebook Marketplace incentive programs. If you were part of one of the incentive programs, you might get a miscellaneous 1099. When you do receive it, you're going to get it from PayPal. That's their payment processor. And let me show you what that looks like. Only sales that were sold and shipped where the monies went through Facebook are the ones that are going to be reported. So even on the 1099K, it's going to go through exactly what the minimums are. So 200 separate payments for goods and services in a calendar year. So if you had something and you bundled it together, that was one transaction or one payment, then that's considered one payment or one of your 200. If you broke it up into a couple of different payments, maybe for shipping or whatever, then each one would be a separate payment for you, or $20,000 in gross payment volume. Now, does that mean that that's how much you received in your bank account was $20,000? No, it does not. Now, there's a couple of states that have already adopted next year's $600 rule, and that is Vermont, Massachusetts, Illinois, Virginia, and Maryland. Those people will be subject to a different rule, and you want to talk to your tax accountant to find out if that includes you or not. What's else all included on the 1099K? When you look at the frequently asked questions, it specifically says it includes the gross amount of all reportable payment transactions. If you had a $10 transaction, it had $4 shipping, plus $2 in sales tax, then the total amount would be 10 plus 4 is 14 plus another 2 is 16. The total amount would be the $16 because it includes shipping, handling, sales tax, and any other fees that might be included in the payments that you receive. So even though you may have not have received that because you bought shipping with it or sales tax was sent in for on behalf of you, it's still part of that total amount. And that's when you're going to go and talk to your tax accountant. You're going to bring the spreadsheets that we've been talking about all year that you need to be keeping, and you're going to give that to them so that they can process all of that. And then with all of your costs and fees and everything like that, all of that's going to come off that income, depending on how your income works with your tax return. Everybody's tax return is different. Talk to your tax advisor to find out what's going to work best for you and your family. There's a few other resources that we also want to talk about that you could go and look up that I think are really helpful. Miss Colby Woods, who you may have seen her tax video that we did for Super Seller Sunday a few months ago to get you guys ready for tax season, suggested to me today that you guys go and take a look at this video over on YouTube, and I will link this below also. So this gentleman right here is a channel called Not Your Dad's CPA, and he's actually fantastic. If you take a look at some of his videos, he actually has one about the 1099K, how it works and how you can make that apply. It also talks about next year's tax thresholds versus this year's tax thresholds. Intuit TurboTax also has a full article that you can go in and read that talks about your taxes, the basics of it, if you're planning on doing this all on your own. And this is a good resource also for you to go to so that you can really understand exactly how your 1099 is working for you. From me and my dog Lenny over here, who's clearly in a state of rest. Happy calculating all your taxes, everybody. And thanks for everything. Bye-bye.